is coming over for our movie marathon today. Hey, I hope this place wasn't too hard to find.
Well, it wasn't too bad. I got lost for like 5 times.
Oh, excuse me for being rude. Come in.
I didn't know you were into art.
I'm not really. If I see something that I think is pretty, I'll just buy it. All aspects of Negro life, created by Aaron Douglas in 1934.
Aaron Douglas? Doesn't ring a bell.
He's only a leading figure in the Harlem Renaissance back in the 1920s. They even called him the father of Black American art. He created paintings like this to show struggle and joy within the Black community.
And the Harlem Renaissance is what again?
Seriously, the Harlem Renaissance is just a name for the cultural, social, and artistic explosion in Harlem from the Black American community.
No, you sure do what a lot of about paintings.
Not really, just the ones that fascinate me.
Why does this intrigue you so much?
Because there are multiple stories behind it.
So, what is the story behind this painting that you see?
Hope.
A hope? That's your story?
This painting was created during the Great Depression. During the Great Depression, a lot of people were hit hard and lost everything, but Black Americans were hit the hardest. What can you see in this painting?
Oh, let me see. Three African American men, one with a briefcase, another that looks to be giving up, and the last with a saxophone. Also, the white smoke floating around the painting forms into a hand, and since the smoke is white, can we just assume it represents white Americans?
It would be a lot easier to blame only white Americans, but we can't. The smoke represents struggle in general.
I can see Statue of Liberty. So the location of this painting is New York?
Well, yeah, the setting of the painting is New York, but I don't think that's what it was put there for.
What do you mean?
When you think of the Statue of Liberty, what do you think of besides New York?
Let me think. Well, American dream, freedom, and hope.
I think this painting is trying to show that back at this time, it was tough for African Americans, but they always had hope. Hope is what kept them going.
Whoa. You got all from this, just from this painting? Where do you see hope from this painting?
Well, we still haven't talked about the man with the saxophone. Now, if you look closely, you don't see a white hand grabbing towards him and he's holding a saxophone. And back at this time for African Americans, jazz was a unique music to them. This was something that white Americans couldn't take away from them. So, jazz is hope.
That was some deep painting, Reed.
Yeah, sorry. Let's pick out a movie. Alright.
Do you know anything about the painting on the background?
Sadly, I don't. I just picked it because it was pretty.
Okay, then this is my turn to show my skill. So this painting is called Fate of the Animals, drawn by Franz Marc in 1913.
Oh, you know a lot about this painting?
Yeah, I have searched about this before because it is interesting for me.
Oh, and why is that?
Well, one is because it is kind of abstract painting. I want to know about what Marx want to show or say using this painting.
Did you find any answers for it?
Well, I think yes. I said that this painting was drawn by 1913. Do you know the historical events happened around here?
What's the answer?
Well, it is First World War.
Oh, I forgot.
Well, don't worry, that happens all the time. As you know, First World War lasted from 1914 to 1918, and many people in the world were afraid of it. Of course, Marx too.
So you want to say this painting is representing Marx's feelings of impending war?
That's right. Now you understand the background of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to the painting itself. So it is abstract painting. Mark didn't directly draw the real world. So you can see it from this painting easily, right?
I've never seen a blue deer before.
That's right. That's what we're saying now. I think this blue deer is representing Mark's fear of war because blue is color of sadness. How about trees?
Well, I can see that all the trees are not in general situations. Some are cut down and some are falling down.
That is not a general situation, right? If the use of line and geometric shape is disorderly. So I think all of those are representing Mark's feeling of fear and feeling of panic.
So this painting represents some kind of negative feeling.
Not all painting is representing pleasure. Some paintings represent sadness or fear. So if you didn't know about the information about this painting, you may just think this is just a pretty painting. But I think that is not a bad thing.
I agree with you.
Well, my opinion is that we can feel anything from the painting when we see it. We don't have to care so much about the background. We can see painting freely.
You know, even though both paintings are completely different, they're very similar.
Both paintings were created during major events.
Yep, and both artists saw hope through their struggle. Maybe we have hope too.
Yeah, maybe we do.